Hello, it's me. Very old song. It's Karen from Salt and Sand Studios joining you for yoga live or recorded. It is a Saturday as I am recording this 10 a.m. in beautiful Vermont. We're having a bit of a thaw, so things are a bit slippy slidey. Today's theme for Try This at Home, our yoga intermission, is perfectly imperfect. We are human, and as humans, while we strive for perfection, whatever the heck that means, there is really nothing that is perfect. There's nothing that's permanent either. So there are many teachings about the fact that we are perfectly imperfect. And in fact, the fact that we are working on ourselves, whether that is the physical body, our spirituality, our heart and mind, our breath, our breathing, our emotions, whatever it is we're working on, however one or many things those are, that in itself is perfectly imperfect. So today we're going to be okay when things don't go the way we think they might. And maybe the best way to start that off is to, rather than thinking about expectations of the perfect yoga pose or the expectations of the body that maybe doesn't follow what you might want it to do or prefer that it do or feel like, that instead of setting an intention today, we're going to set a dedication. Intentions are wonderful. Sometimes we do get caught up in them, which is why I'm backing away from it today and thinking about a dedication. The dedication could actually be to yourself or to someone you love or to someone you think could benefit from the teachings that tell us that it's okay to be imperfect. All right, we're going to start with a nice long spine. Check in with the shoulders. I'm keeping my hands on my thighs for this morning because it feels like the right thing. We're going to go ahead and shrug the shoulders up to the ears on a breath in. And press the shoulder blades behind us and release them on the breath out. Twice more. Finding a natural breath, just allow it to flow effortlessly. Check in with the body. Allowing for grace and acknowledgement wherever something maybe doesn't feel great. Maybe it's tight. Maybe it's hanging on to an emotion. So we'll start with the toes. And perhaps just by focusing on the toes and using a calming breath, slow, long exhale. Perhaps those toes can relax. Check out the right foot and the left. The right ankle, the left ankle, the right knee. Does it feel different from the left knee? Are the sensations different? The right quad, the left, the right glutes, the left. Hip crease on the right side. And the hip crease on the left. The pelvis, that beautiful bowl of bone. It does so much for us. What does that feel like in this moment? The low back, and you might even scan the right side then the left side of the low back and notice any differences from one side to the other. the belly, and everything inside and outside the rib cage on the right side. Imagining this beautiful rib cage like the ribs of a boat coming from the center of the front body all the way around the back. And now check out the left side. The solar plexus, that place right where the ribs meet at the front of the body. The chest, all the way across from the left armpit to the right armpit. The right fingers. The right thumb. The right wrist. Sensations in the elbow. The upper arm, sometimes we hold tension there. It's hard to notice. The right shoulder. Right shoulder blade. The left fingers. The thumb. Wrist. The left elbow. No judgment, no positive or negative. No black or white, simply what is. And it's fine to label it. The upper part of the left arm. The left shoulder. The shoulder blade. Center throat. The jaw. Ears. Cheeks. Eye sockets. Center forehead. The top of the head. With your dedication in mind, press your hands together at your heart. Lower the shoulders from the ears. Gather the belly in and up. Anchor the sitting bones and the tailbone. We'll celebrate this practice that reminds us that every day, every moment is different. Nothing is permanent and nothing is perfect. As humans, we are beautiful in our imperfection, in our striving, in our learning, in our healing. We'll celebrate that and share out our dedications with the sound of Om. Not required to chant, but if you would like to, join in, breath in and out. We'll take first. Backs of the hands drop to the thighs, the chin drops to the chest. Let the head hang. And if you like, you could remain hanging nice and heavy, or you could take a little movement left and right like your chin is a clock. Pendulum, that's what I was trying to think of. And the next time the chin drops to the chest, bring it parallel to the earth and take a look over the right shoulder. Breathe in. And maybe you can move the chin a little more toward the right shoulder. Inhale, chin through center. Breathe out, chin turns to the other side. The nose and the rest of the face come with it. And the chin returns back to center. We'll extend the right leg outward as far away from the left foot as possible. And left hand to the earth. Reach the right arm high. Take a tilt over to the left. Lift the heart. Shine it toward the sky. Maybe the gaze lifts up. Now point the right toes away from you. Ooh, that feels good. And then reach the right toes in toward your torso. Lift both arms up high. Exhale, let them drop into your shoulders. Turn and face your right kneecap and lift up from the hips all the way to the fingertips. I love that that rhymes. And then we'll reach the arms out in front, lock them back into the shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, shift toward or past your right toes. You're shifting from the hips. Breathe in. Exhale, shift. Inhale. Breathe out, shift. And one more time. And the hands might drop, the head might drop, or working to be long in the spine, you might bend the right knee a lot. So you might bring your belly closer to your thigh. No competition, no trip to Disney, no $1 million. Just finding beauty in this posture and being okay that perhaps something is tight or it's not what you expect from the posture. And then we adjust our expectation. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Bring your hands to your ankles or to the inner arches of the feet and see if you can scoot either the sitting bones toward the heels or the heels toward the sitting bones. We're going to sit up nice and tall here and use the power of the feet and the elbows to press the knees away and down. And if you've got a big arch in your low back, you're going to press your pelvis forward. No expectations. Just finding what this posture means for you here and now. An upright Parsvottanasana. Bound angle pose. And then take the left leg. Stretch it away from you. You might scoot the heel of the right foot a little closer. I'm going to bring the right fingertips to the earth and lift the left. And we're going to take a tilt over to the left. Oop, that's the wrong way. The left hand down, right arm high. A tilt over to the left. Heart shines, belly's working for you. It's a little sort of a twisty side opener. Twisty side opener with a side of hamstring stretch. Point the left toes away from you and then reach them back toward your torso. Use the belly to lift up both arms high. Exhale, remain here. Inhale. Exhale, face your left kneecap. Drop your arms straight in front and then lock them into the shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale. Oh yeah, the side feels different. And I'm working on not saying it's better or worse. I won't tell you which one I thought of. And one more time, inhale. And reach, draw that belly and drop your hands, maybe drop your head. I realize now you can't see my right toe, my left toes, or my right toes. Lift back up. This time we're going to go ahead and stack the right shin atop of the left shin. So the shin's as parallel as possible, and you might find there's a lot of space between the knee and the foot, and that is okay. Point the toes toward one another, so toward the center, and you might place your hands on your ankle and your knee. We're going to draw the belly in, open up the collarbones. Breathe into the hip creases. Sneak the hands behind you, shift onto your sacrum, and switch the cross of your legs. Perfectly imperfect. We do not necessarily land exactly where we thought we should. Is there a should? There's no should. I'm not looking for that card held up with a 10 on it. You can rest your hand on your ankle and your knee and notice a difference in sensation. on this side. If the shoulders are creating earrings, you're going to loosen them down your back. Check in with the jaw, maybe waggle it a little bit. And now we'll take one final seated posture at this time before we move into our standing postures. Actually, we're going to come down to a child's pose instead. Coming face down, knees nice and wide, big toes touch, arms long in front of you, finding beauty in the posture regardless of how things stack up. Being okay if you need to roll over the mat or place something underneath your knees. Being okay if your bottom is not touching your heels. Being okay if your shoulders get a little cranky, requiring you to bend the elbows and stack your hands so your head can rest on something. There is no perfect. Feel the belly drawing in and up, creating more real estate for your fold. The breath moves all the way up and down the spine, and then at the low spine, it moves side to side, opening up the low back. We draw into a tabletop. Check that the hands are in front of the shoulders by about 3 inches. Tuck your toes and lift your hips for downward facing dog. I recognize this is not a standing posture. It's an inversion, but we will make our way there. Pedal into the feet, noting again how the toes feel, how the inner arches of the feet feel, and draw the belly in toward the spine. I have one Achilles that is a little troublesome. So I'm being kind to it. Think about the heels as reaching toward the mat, but it's more of a direction than a destination. And then peel forward on a breath in for your high plank. And notice if, like me, you need to extend a little bit. Your down dog and your plank are actually intended to be the same length. So see if you can stay here in this length, front to back, and then lift the hips again. Breathe in. Press the chest toward the thighs. Breathe out. Rise up to the tiptoes. Drop the heels over to the right. A little peek under that shoulder helps to square the heart to the front of the mat. And then we lift back up to the tippy toes and drop the heels to the other side. Just finding a little bit more opening. Rise back to the tiptoes. On your tiptoes, you're going to walk the hands back toward the feet. And eventually, you will bend your knees so your heels can come to the mat. And we're in a forward fold with the belly touching the thighs. Feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. You might take a ragdoll or another bind. The one that I like recently is to interlace the fingers behind the head and drop the elbows. It's a good reminder to let the head hang loose. Maybe you nod it, maybe you shake it, maybe you open and close your jaw. Hands release to the earth. They glide to the shins for half lift. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, rise to standing. Arms will lift high. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samasthiti. Mountain pose, hands drop by your sides. One of the simplest postures, standing postures. There's still some work to do here. Feeling the outer edges of the feet, the inner edges of the feet, the heels and the toes. Allowing the inner arches to sort of lift energy from the earth. Up the inseams to the hips, so the hips stack over the knees. And then upward into the armpits and the shoulders, so the shoulders stack over the hips. We check in with the neck, the head, Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reach your arms behind you, interlace or hook your fingers. And then go ahead and see if you can take your bound hands away from your spine. I like to move into one shoulder, then the other. Feels really good. We're going to use the belly, bend the knees, send your energy into your heels. Stay bound as you rise up into a bound chair pose, Katasana. Maybe you play around with balance, drawing onto the balls of the feet, coming deeper. It's as if the thighs are spinning toward one another. And then you draw the heels back down. Release this, sweeping the arms high, standing tall. And we interlace the fingers again over the head. Press the palms toward the sky. Breathe in. Exhale to tilt over to the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tilt the other way. Inhale, release the hands to the sky, twinkly fingers, and exhale, hands to your heart. You're going to take a little movement toward the front of the mat, and it's going to involve some balance. And it may involve, especially this early in practice, a little bit of toppling. There's no tipple involved. You're going to go ahead and lift the right and left knee up. Squeeze the right glutes. Anchor in on the right foot. Reach the left leg forward. Step the left foot down and float the right leg high. Airplane, bird, warrior 3. Draw the right knee to your chest. Hook the ankle over your left knee. And then bend that left knee sitting into figure 4. Press tall, lift the right knee. Extend the leg. Step the foot forward and float the left foot behind. Lift up, pressing the left knee toward the chest. Hook the left ankle above the right knee and then sit into your standing figure 4. Yay! Left knee up and the left foot down, and we shake it all out. And maybe you noticed you felt pretty sturdy on one side and maybe not so sturdy on the other. Maybe you felt like your flying legs were worked differently on either side. How beautiful is that? That we get to explore the differences from side to side and consider what are our actions as a result, especially the actions in our minds. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot way back on the mat, runner's lunge. Allowing yourself to find the right spacing, left to right for balance, and front to back so that the right knee is directly over the right foot. Left fingertips stay down and the right arm can float high, or if you have shoulder crankiness like me, you can bring the heel of the right hand to the low back. We lift up halfway, drawing the belly energy off the thigh or away from the thigh directionally to twist the navel around the spine. Right hand drops. On the next exhale, extend your front leg and fold over it. Inhale, peel forward, runner's lunge. Open up those collarbones, reach the left heel behind. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. Let the hands come forward of just like 2 or 3 inches. Now we're going to shift our weight into our right heel to lift the right foot, to lift the left leg up, a standing half split. Maybe you play around, bringing the right hand to the back of the right leg or the ankle. Bring the right hand down, draw the left knee to the heart, and then step the foot into a warrior one stance. Parsvottanasana. I'm going to grab my blocks. My right hamstrings are pretty tight, and that's okay. Heels into the earth. Head heavy. And the right side of the chest is aiming for the right ankle. The left foot steps up to meet the right. We return to Katasana, chair pose. Maybe the arms come in front. Finding a different sensation as you lock the arms into the shoulders to find that little bit of back bend that sometimes is hard to do in chair if the arms are overhead. But if the bottom is moving backward instead of down, tuck your tailbone a little bit. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Stay here, full round of breath. Exhale, fold, right foot glides to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. Once again, situating yourself for the balance. You know where this one is going. Nice and long and strong, right hand down, left arm high. Being sure to press into the big toe mound of that front foot and reach behind you with the rep back heel. Left hand down to the earth. Next exhale, extend your front leg, fold over it. Inhale, runner's lunge. Lift the heart, lift the belly, open up the collarbones. Exhale, extend and fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. One more time, lengthen and fold. Let's stay here for a couple of breaths. Inhale, runner's lunge. Hands move forward a few inches. Shift weight, the left foot, float the right leg high. Right knee to your nose. Step the right foot back, warrior one stance for Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Imagine that the left hip, the left thigh is spinning outward away from the center, and the hip is drawing backward. Back foot steps up to meet the front, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Float all the way to standing, arms lift high. Exhale, cactus shape arms. Open up the elbows, open up the heart, open up the top of your back, the top of your back, the space between the shoulder blades. Swing close in front of you. Pause, zipping up from the elbows to the fingertips and lift the elbows. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, eagle arms, right elbow underneath the left. One rep or two. A little twist to the right. Keeping your hips square to the front of the mat. And then inhale, come to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, draw to center, sweep arms high. Exhale, cactus shape arms. And maybe you feel a little bit more open now, a little looser, a little more flexible in the shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, either eagle arms opposite way, left under right. Noticing the difference. Where do you feel sensation? No judgment, no analysis, just what is in this moment, and it is all okay. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Breathe out, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Release the arms nice and high. Once again, we'll move into a chair pose, Katasana. I just felt left knee do something weird, which means I was probably locking in. And we'll take an east-west pose, left arm forward, right arm behind. Seeing if we can keep the knees pointing straight to the front of the mat and the hips as square as possible. And then reach, activate the triceps, the forearms, the hands, and the fingers. Maybe you sink a little deeper in your chair. Draw forward, both arms in front, and lock them into your shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to the other side. And I can tell that my shoulders are not as open on this side. My left arm will really go behind me. But I think about and aim the breath right at the center heart. Draw the belly in, twist, and I find a little bit more space to work with. It's yoga magic. Inhale, rise up, front and center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot glides to the back of the mat once again, a runner's lunge. And we drop the back knee to the earth for Untitled, being sure to fold over the mat if need be. Checking that we're not crunching that left kneecap. I'm going to heel toe my right foot out to the right for balance and then scooch my right foot forward a little bit because I know I have a little more space to work with here. I'm going to keep my hands on my thighs. You can drop them by your sides or raise them overhead. I find that on the thighs to start helps me find the shoulder movement over hips and then draw the tailbone down using the left glutes and the left hamstrings. And then for my body, hands drop to the sides gives me lots of flex in the heart. As I draw the belly in and up, the pelvis forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together and shine the heart like it's lighting up the sun. If you like, the arms can float overhead if they are not. I'm going to take an east-west twist again, left arm forward, right arm behind. See if you can sink into that front knee and then press energy into the heel of the front foot as well as the big toe mound, the shoelace side of the back foot. Starting to open up the front hip, the hip flexor on the left side. Arms sweep high, coming back to Anjaneyasana. And we move into a half split. The hands frame your front foot. You could use your hands, if you like, to extend your front leg. The left hip is best over the left knee, especially if you're tight in the hamstrings. If you're not so tight in the hamstrings, you can move the left glutes toward the left heel. And again, this is about finding space and being okay with whatever takes place, whatever arises. Maybe there's an emotion that arises. And maybe you just say hello to it, acknowledge it, label it, and let the breath take it away. Or maybe the sensation, it's more of a sensation, a physical feeling in your hamstring. Sole of the right foot comes to the mat. We heel toe that foot out to the right and bring both hands under the shoulders. So now my right foot is parallel to and actually touching the outer edge of the mat. The toes point away to the right. And I take the right palm and place it inside the right knee for a lizard twist. I'm going to make more space front to back and see if I can find a quad stretch here. If you have a quad stretch, maybe the right hand reaches around for the foot or the ankle or the pant leg, or maybe it doesn't. Drop the left leg. If it's lifted, bring the right hand to the mat. Bring your right foot parallel to the mat again, and then peel it open like a book so you're on the outer edge of the right foot. This might be where you stay, or you might have a little more space to shift the pelvis forward and bring the forearms to the mat. Or block. A little rounding into the shoulders and remembering that the pelvis shifts forward rather than down. Hands plant on the mat. We make our way out of lizard by tucking the back toes under, lifting the left leg, and then spinning toward the long edge of the mat. You might even out your feet here and find a halfway lift in this wide-legged fold. Draw the belly in, reach the sitting bones high, and fold. Maybe you play with this by moving left and right, or spinning your fingertips to the other side of your mat and walking through the hands through the feet. Or maybe there's a yogi tulak, making a nice connection in this wide-legged fold. We're going to work our way down toward the back of the mat so the hands come under the shoulders. Lift halfway. Spin onto the ball of the right foot and face the back of the mat, coming into your runner's lunge on this side. Drop your back knee to the earth for Untitled, adjusting as need be to find balance. As I did on the other side, I'm going to start with my hands on my left thigh, squeezing the glutes and the hamstring to draw the lower back, the tailbone downward. And then pressing into the heel of the front foot, in addition to the big toe mound, the shoelace side of the back foot. Hands drop by the sides, palms face forward. To extend the torso, draw the belly in, squeeze the shoulder blades and open the heart. Arms lift high, full Lunge. Not in the idea of a perfect form, but the traditional form. Right arm forward, left arm behind. Front and center, arms overhead to prepare for your half split, Ardha. Move into your split. Peel the toes toward your torso. Reach the belly energy and the heart energy up and forward. Wide collarbones, long spine as you find your fold. For the lizard twist, sole the left foot onto the earth, both hands inside that foot. You might scoot it backward a little bit and out to the edge of your mat. Point the toes to the left. Adjust your back knee as needed. Left palm by the left knee for your twist. Finding your quad stretch if that feels like the right thing to do on this side, which for me does not. Quad stretch on the left, okay. Quad stretch on the right, not so much. Perfectly imperfect. Pelvis forward, twisting toward the left. Opening up that left hip crease. Left hand drops. Bring your left foot parallel to the edge of the mat again, then peel it open like a book. On the outer edge of that left foot, I have handily found another rock to find a lizard posture where my forearms are closer to the ground. Press into the shoelace side of that back foot. And see if you can loosen up the toes on the left foot so they're not squeezing, curling, making like a toe fist. Hands, the shoulders once again. Back toes tuck under. And we spin toward the long edge of the mat once again. Hands draw to your hips. Lift halfway up, long spine. Really send the sitting bones behind you and lift all the way up. Drop your hands by your sides. Oh, that feels really cool, really interesting. 5-pointed star, arms reach up and out. Ta-da! Spin your heels in and your toes out and come into goddess or temple pose. Drop, bending your knees, drop the sitting bones and bring the hands into the arms into a cactus shape. Now, if your chest and your sitting bones are in different zip codes, see if you can zip up the spine and tuck your tailbone, stacking the shoulders over the hips. Hands to your hips, lengthen your legs. Bring your right foot parallel to the front of the mat and bring your left toes, middle toe, completely perpendicular to the back of your mat and bend your left knee. We're going to come into a warrior 2. Gaze is over the middle left finger. Squeezing the glutes a little bit, drawing the pelvis forward and working the hips as parallel to the long edge of the mat as you can get them. And that left knee moves away from the midline. Flip your left palm, reverse your warrior. Side angle, we're going to work into dancing warrior. Warrior 2. Reverse. Side angle. Take your time, use the belly, use the breath. Warrior 2. Reverse. And we land in side angle. If you like, you can drop your left fingertips toward the earth for extended side angle. Or maybe you take more of a core effort by reaching the left arm in front or toward your left toes or to the side. Warrior 2. Hands to your hips, extend your left leg. Bring your left foot now parallel to the back of the mat and point your right toes toward the front. Bend into your right knee, warrior 2 on this side, our last standing posture. Juicy, juicy bend in the front knee. Flip your front palm to reverse the warrior. Side angle. Nice and slow. Take your time, whatever works for your body. Warrior 2. Reverse. Side angle. I can find my body deepening into the side angle each time. And warrior 2, just to reverse it. Side angle where we land. Taking whatever shape you did on the opposite side. Warrior 2. Reverse. Hands windmill down. Drop your back knee to a tabletop and find your way all the way to a seat. You're going to drop the knees out to the sides of your mat, finding Baddha Konasana, or if you like, you might make a larger diamond inside the legs for your starfish pose. If you like, you can remain upright, which is what I like to do to start. And then eventually, if you like, thumbs inside the inner arches of the feet. Fingers wrap around the tops of the feet. Open up the feet like a book. Round your spine and drop your head. Keeping your feet bound, rise back up. Bring your hand is in order. There's some perfect imperfection for you. A little frog in my throat. Hands drop behind you so the fingers point toward your body. And as you start to lift the heart, don't forget to tilt the pelvis forward. One at a time, come to your forearms. And then go ahead and lengthen the torso from the top of the pelvis all the way to the sternum. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart, drop the head back. A little back bend, a little hip opener, a little throat opener, a little powering up of the shoulders. And then you can come all the way onto your back. If you like, the arms can float overhead and the thumbs hook. Fingers spread wide. Very vulnerable position to be sure, but also one that gives you a really nice stretch for your back. Very gently, and using the belly, bring the soles of the feet to the earth so the knees point toward the sky. Hug your right knee into your heart. And then cross the right knee, not the ankle, but the knee over the left knee. Almost as if you were sitting in a chair. And then drop the knees to the right. You might want to scoot your left foot a little closer to your cheek. Arms can plop out side to side, and the gaze might come over to the left, toward the left. The chin and nose and the head will follow your gaze. I hope. Nice big breath in. And a generous breath out. Where do you feel sensation? In the front of the left shoulder, maybe in the armpit, maybe the twisty part of the waist, maybe your left hip. And a lovely opening. Relaxation in the belly. The shoulder blades so happy to connect to the earth. Very slowly, bring the sole of the left foot back to the mat. Unhook your right ankle, place the right foot on the earth, and then hug your left knee in toward your chest. Give it a really nice squeeze, like there's no other knee like it, because guess what? There is no other knee like it. Cross the left knee over the right. Find that position that works for you, and then shift both knees over to the left. Arms can plop out if they moved away from their places, and then the chin and nose and face turn toward the right. And maybe this one you feel in the shoulder blades or in the inner thigh, the belly. Full breath in. Complete breath out. Gently scoot the sole of the right foot back to the mat. The left ankle stays on top of it, the knee to start. And both knees hug in toward your chest. Happy baby or knee circles here. I'm going to go for knee circles. If you take something asymmetrical, go ahead and be sure to take it in the other direction or on the other side. The hands sneak under the low back, palms facing down so you can extend the legs toward the sky, virtual legs up the wall. Maybe ankle circles, open and close your toes, relax the back. I know that's somebody's tagline. And move into your final resting posture, whatever that means for your body today. No expectation, no judgment. Maybe the soles of the feet need to be on the ground. Maybe the body wants to sit up. Or maybe it's Baddha-Konasana or actual legs up a wall. Palms face upward wherever they are, if possible. A big, huge breath in. And a full release. Allowing the eyes to gently close, the lids. You feel the sensation against the eyeballs. And the eyeballs, you feel the sensation of settling in to the eye sockets. Another big breath in through your nose. And as you release out your mouth, go ahead and roll onto one side. Find your way back to a seat. And press your palms together as if they found their home at your heart, meaning that they are comfortably connecting energetically with the heart as the heart lifts toward the thumbs. Return to your dedication or establish a new one. And we'll end the practice with a sound of Om. Big breath in. Thumb knuckles touch the center forehead. May you explore, celebrate, and enjoy being human, perfectly imperfect. Namaste. Thank you for joining me on the mat today. Congratulations to yourself for doing so. I hope you have a really great remainder of your day or evening, whenever it is you're practicing. I'm here on Saturdays at 10 a.m. live, but also there are probably now over or just about 100 recordings for you to practice with. 50 minutes, yoga intermissions. If you have funds, please donate on our website, saltandsandstudios.com. Great to practice with you. Have a good one.